Welcome back. It's the last leg of the last daily rundown of the week. So it's time now to look at the slightly more unusual stories that have been making the news. And Ian and Tom are still here to help you make sense of it all. I haven't even seen these stories myself, so who knows what tricks and treats will be in store for us. Here we go. It has been reported that the new Ghostbusters reboot was almost banned from a theatrical release in China. Instead, it's been renamed Superpower Dare Die Team, as political leaders say the country should not run films that promote cults of superstition. Surely the whole point, how would it refer to the fact that they're Ghostbusters within the film?
I know, but it will be subtitled for, I presume that it'll have
to be, right?
Subtitled or dubbed, and they'll have Super Dare Die Team. What was it?
I stumbled over it.
Superpower Dare Die Team. It's really going to sound great when they answer the phone.
Why?
Who are you going to call?
Superpower Dare Die Team.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring now, does it?
Doesn't even fit in the song.
No.
No, it's not going to go in now.
No.
You're working your way
When
towards
something
it.
strange in your neighbourhood.
Who are you going to call?
Super Dare Die Power Team.
Superpower Dare Die Team.
No.
Also,
No.
I feel like, was this the only thing that was on the table when we were looking for a replacement? Was that the only thing that was thrown down? Superpower Dare Die Team. Was there nothing else?
How about the Ghostbusters?
Would have worked for me.
It's possible that Superpower Dare Die Team has some really pretty kanji's Japanese, but whatever the Chinese script, perhaps the script looks good for that particular
and that's
name.
how it might have worked. Do you know what though? When you said it that time, Ian, I think that I'd already got used to it, and now I think it's not starting to sound as bad anymore.
Superpower Dare Die Team.
In theatres this July.
Superpower Dare Die Team.
I don't know how
I think it might work now, actually. Maybe we should have changed it over here as well. What do you think about the Ghostbusters? It's not been released yet, sure hasn't, or has it?
It has now.
Okay, this week.
Over here. Yeah, it's over here.
Oh, we've just seen it. What's our technical director's review? He quite enjoyed it.
Quite enjoyed it. I can't watch it out of principle.
Of what, being a sexist?
No, not out of principle. So a couple of years ago when the RoboCop reboot came out, and I left a furious comment on the official RoboCop Facebook along the lines of, I went full on armchair warrior of, the original RoboCop is an instant classic. It does not require a reboot, a rehash, a remake. So please leave my films alone. You will not receive my money. I seem to recall. And upon doing that RoboCop, I feel the same way about Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Star Trek.
Star Trek wasn't as much a part of my childhood. I was more on Star Wars.
Spider-Man.
I quite enjoyed Tobey Maguire. I thought that was. I don't think it required a reboot.
They've made two of the new version.
Yeah, and now they've made a third reboot. They've rebooted again.
Oh. Yeah.
Is it a third reboot or is it not?
Well, he's in the new. He's in the new Captain Marvel film, isn't he?
He's in the new Avengers film because they've rebooted Spider-Man for the third time.
No, hang on. I'm going to have someday have to pick you up on that. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was alright.
Rubbish.
Well, the third one, that was kind of studio interference, which made the third one worse. But most people say that Spider-Man 1 and 2 were pretty alright. They were pretty good. Spider-Man 2, I'm sure it's got a really good rating, Rotten Tomatoes.
We're gonna have to check, aren't you? Now when we finish.
Could we get the tech guys
I get the person in my ear to check what was the rating of Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one, please.
There were Spider-Man films made in the 70s and 80s as well, though. So the Tobey Maguire ones were just a reboot of the ones from the 70s.
There you see, we could be here all day. Going around in circles, backwards and forwards in all directions.
But yeah, I think particularly though with some films such as RoboCop and the Ghostbusters.
Hands off.
Yeah, like they stand up. If a film stands up today, then it doesn't require a reboot. And I particularly felt that way with RoboCop, and I feel that way with the Ghostbusters, that it doesn't require a reboot.
93%.
93%. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Right. Fine. I agree though. I think Ghostbusters, I was only joking obviously about the sexist, because I know a lot of people, but I actually do agree. Ghostbusters is a massive part of my childhood. Christmas, and the second one. The second one was amazing as well.
Second one was quite good as
Yeah,
well.
we alright.
Rick Moranis,
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Bill Murray. Just classics. They're brilliant and they do stand up like you said. But I am definitely going to watch this one.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I like all the women as well. That
I'm lazy. I get them all on Love Film by post like 6 or 7 months later
really
on Blu-ray.
So we put you.
And I can't actually. I can't afford to go to see all these films in the cinema.
Well,
So I get them from Love Film.
going to the cinema is more expensive than going out for a few drinks.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, going to the cinema is one of the most expensive things to do.
Yeah. And I know some people who like go for the most expensive options. If you go out with them, if they go, yeah, I fancy going to the cinema, they will go for the luxury seats.
Oh, going IMAX and everything.
Yeah, and you're going...
The oil drum full of popcorn.
This is easily like £6-7 more expensive than it could have been.
Some people really, I'm one of them. I wouldn't go for all the premium stuff though. I just go to the normal cinema. But I do love the cinema experience. I have to say, I would rather watch a certain amount of films in the cinema, have my popcorn, eat my junk.
I used to go almost every week back when Orange Wednesdays were on.
Oh yes, they were amazing.
I saw a film a week almost every week of the year with me and a bunch of mates, and then they stopped doing Orange Wednesdays, so we don't do them anymore.
So there are some other deals out there. You can find deals, I think. They pop up on those various vouchery style.
Yeah, if I go to the cinema, I prefer sitting at the front, which is controversial.
That is controversial.
Yeah.
That should have been your something to say.
Well, I know now. I know for the next time. That's what we're going to be chatting about.
I sit at the front of the cinema on your own, I suppose. So.
No. Well, if I can do, I will entice my friends to sit at the front with me. But generally, I will be told, "No, you're a weirdo. Let's sit in the middle or at the back." Which I don't get, because for me, sitting at the front, it's like, you got the massive experience right there in front of your face.
It's a pretty big screen, Tom. You're getting a big experience.
And you're spending the whole film going like that.
But that's fine. The seats recline a lot of the time, so it's fine. And the thing is, right, I go to the cinema for the big screen. If I'm going to sit as far enough away from the screen that I might as well be watching it on TV, then what was the point?
That's a big TV still.
It's a big TV, but it's still much smaller.
It's still pretty big. Let's move on to our next one. Google's cars have been to all corners of the globe to take the photos we use as part of Google Maps. But now remote islands have been putting cameras on sheep in a bid to get Google Street View to map their roads. For example, the Faroe Islands, which have been part of Denmark, have not been visited by the Google cars. So now a resident is using the photos taken by sheep and is uploading them to Google Maps herself. She has admitted that Sheep View is not a substitute for the real thing, though.
I can only imagine that Sheep View is just a lot of grass.
There's an awful lot.
They're going to be looking down.
There's an awful lot of Welsh people tuning into Sheep View for the wrong reasons.
Oh
no,
Ian.
Hey, I was born there. I'm allowed to make Welsh jokes.
Disclaimer.
The Welsh.
I do feel like though. I do agree with your first point there though. I feel like or was it yours, Tom?
It's interesting to see where they go, but if they're on the roads, then they're a danger to traffic. So.
They're doing that anyway. The sheep do what they want.
Yeah, so
sheep are a law unto themselves.
If you give a sheep a camera, all you're going to see is pictures of grass and other sheep. And let's be honest, most sheep look like other sheep.
It might be surprised. It might be like that cool monkey that took a picture of himself smiling. Remember him a few years back?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Oh, we might end up with something. I know he didn't take the picture himself, but last week's sloth, the smiling sloth.
Do you remember the squirrel?
Took a picture of himself as well.
Yeah,
popped up in front of somebody's photo.
Yeah. They'd set up the camera for a selfie of themselves because it was making a noise on the ticker. It came over to see what that was.
There's a whole load of animals photobombing pictures.
Well, this is what we might just end up with this type of thing with these sheep.
Sheep View, we might actually find out they are taking over the world. They're not as dumb as we think. We might get the photo evidence that they're the ones behind it. They're the ones running the Illuminati and all of that stuff.
Yeah. That's what the Falklands was about. Strategic sheep.
Oh, are you sure? I thought that was the penguins.
Was it?
They're so well dressed. They have to be rich.
No, that was Margaret Thatcher, who was very well dressed. They were wearing pearls. Therefore, Margaret Thatcher.
I was going to say, it's all gone a bit Noel Fielding. Right, next up, you'll like this one. It's the end of the world. Conspiracy theorists have warned of a new apocalypse. So put the 29th of July this year in your diary. Now, who's it this time? You guys. You guys were sort of skirting the boundaries of conspiracy theories just there. So
I love them as well.
I love conspiracy theories.
What's this one all about then?
Well, the thing is, I feel like I've been burnt on the end of the world conspiracies now. I remember I ended up going out and getting drunk, and I don't get drunk that often, but I remember going out just before, was it June 21st? The Mayan apocalypse
was
one.
It March?
I remember,
2012, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember thinking to myself, no, December 21st.
It was meant to be December or something, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember, like, the week leading up to it, me making rash decisions just in case. And then on the day after, I was like...
the world ended.
Just in case the world ended.
You didn't buy any Christmas presents, did you? That was your excuse that year. I'm sorry, I thought the world was going to end.
I had hedged my bets. I was thinking to myself as I was buying them, if the world ends, I'm going to be annoyed.
Well, guys, it's not the end of the world, but it is the end of the show. Thank you both for joining me, Ian Pattinson and Tom Short, and thank you to the writers, director and actress in Concrete Jungle earlier on today as well. We're back on Monday. Until then, have a lovely weekend from all of us here. Good night.